the new articles that are posted on the Renaissance Woman page and on the Working Class Chronicles on Facebook. One of the things that I had difficulty with when realizing that I was in a toxic work environment was just accepting what is the reality of the situation, because I do think you go through a period of disbelief. Like, you don't want to believe that this is happening. Really, you just think, well, maybe I took this the wrong way, or maybe I'm being sensitive, or maybe I'm reading too much into this. But all I can say is trust your instincts. They're not off. And one of the key things that I've learned to do is just document everything. And there are times when I have been lulled into a false sense of security. For example, when things get quiet, and this is what my current article is about. And please go to the Working Class Chronicles on Facebook and check it out. And I lay out 10 rules to how to successfully navigate this type of situation. Because when things calm down in the workspace, you tend to think, well, maybe they have gotten the message. Because you can kind of tell when your boss has been reprimanded for their behavior, because you see a shift, and all of a sudden they're not doing things. They're very careful, very conciliatory. You know that they have been their coattails have been pulled just a little bit. However, especially if you're dealing with certain personality types, they can only contain themselves for so long before they're right back at their antics again. And this is why you cannot afford to relax. You cannot afford to let your guard down, because as soon as you do, they'll be right back at it. Any slip in detail, like if you're very detail oriented, you won't have this problem. But if you find yourself getting busy, you may fall a little bit behind, because it is that time of year for a lot of people where they have a lot going on. You have a personal crisis, and it puts you back a little bit. It's really hard to navigate all that, especially if you're going through personal situations. And the unfortunate part about it is you will not be given the grace to let life happen. Life can happen to everybody else but you if you're the target of a toxic boss. So, that being said, it can be very tiring. And so you have to decide you're going to exit. And if you do, you need to start laying out what your exit strategy is going to be. Because as long as that person is in charge, you are not going to have peace, and you will always have to have your deflector shield activated. And that is just the reality of the matter. It's easy to get comfortable, especially when things and die down. You think, well, maybe they stopped. Maybe they have seen that this can get them in trouble. But no, it's not enough, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist. They will never stop, or somebody that is just hell bent on revenge. You are going to pay, and they won't stop until they get their lick back, because if they feel like that they are the aggrieved party, they're going to keep coming at you. So you have to protect yourself. The best way to do that is to document everything. Talking, don't think you're going to have a conversation and you're just going to be out. You'll be able to reason with them if you just explain logically and let them know that you don't want any smoke. It's not going to work. It's not. They are going to keep coming. If these type of bosses, they are literally like the Terminator. They will not stop until they are either destroyed or they destroy you, and so, or you get the hell out of there. So those are your three choices. So thanks for watching, and shalom, Emmanuel. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channels and videos. And this is the direction that we are going to be going in, because I know when I find myself in a toxic work environment, I'm just like, why is this happening? And I realized the things that I've encountered, not just in the workplace, but even here on social media, the toxic work environment here as well. All these things have culminated into my new content. And I think you'll like it, and it'll definitely be a tool that can help you. Shalom.